Hello, everyone. My name's Brian from Brisbane. I go by Taswolves on the site. Uh, Wolf Walk for the people who come from the wolf.co.uk long ago. Yeah, still rocking the Chaucer top. I've got lots of others, but this was the one I could find today. Okay, so this is my first video. I haven't done one of these before, so just bear with me. I'm probably not going to be doing much eye contact because I've got notes on the board behind me, so I don't have one of those screens that project the words from notes. Not yet. Cool. So here's my thoughts on the absolute crap performance that we're all subjected to on the weekend. So, first of all, where were the triangles on the pitch? There were so few of them that they actually stood out when we saw them. Like, usually the further up you go in divisions, the more you see these being played. Coaches drill them into their teams. I've seen non-league teams do more in a game. It's a big part of why we were taken apart, why we couldn't create anything whatsoever. We were so disjointed. Everyone was playing, their own game. Virtually zero drive. Such a critical match, and it was like the players, had somewhere else to be. Like it was an inconvenience for them to be there. No press whatsoever, in spite of Rob consistently. That's a cat, by the way. Consistently pushing for them to get out of our defensive third. They were just sitting back all the time. No one would commit forward, and when we would make our few moves forward, you'd see people just sitting back waiting for the ball to come back to them. Consistently, we had one tactic that was consistent the whole way through the game, and that was, if a player is near me and I feel them slightly touch me, I need to fall over and immediately start shouting to the ref demanding a foul. We had some good attacking moves that fell flat, not because they stopped us, but because we had players fall flat because they wanted a foul. And there's a place for it, but that was crap. The sheer number of times that we saw that players sitting there, begging. Our first half tactics, two amazing tactics. Sit back and prepare to sit back. Fantastic. Like how we transition from the whole team at the back and then we've got possession. Right, we better prepare to lose it. I just see it as absolute disrespect to the fans, disrespect to Rob, and it was like Rob was in the stands and they were just totally ignoring him yesterday. You've seen all the pictures on the net of him, hands over eyes, clutching the side of his face, because they weren't listening. They weren't committing players forward. It was just absolutely appalling. Our where was the pace in the game? Like Chachua, say he's the fastest player in the Premier League. I've seen waste paper baskets move quicker. My hairline receded quicker. The player marking him had his back to him half the time because he knew that if we gained possession in the midfield, one person he didn't have to worry about running up that line was Chachua. He'd just stand behind him. And it just cheesed me off so many times, the number of times he had opportunities to move into an attacking position and did absolute sod all. And then on our other wing, we would move forward, and would we get a pass? No, we'll just pass it into the middle of the ground where we lose possession straight away. So totally nullifying, an attempt to move forward down that wing anyway. It just absolutely cheesed me off. It was just absolutely crap. It was rubbish. Given the nature of the match and the importance of the match, it was it was critical, and yeah, I had great difficulty not turning the match off. It actually took me about 3.5 hours to watch the match. I kept having to stop it. I was so angry. Yeah. It took me the whole night to watch it. Pause button got a lot of work. I'd like to talk about Rob. First of all, let me say I'm 100% in support of Rob. He wasn't my choice for manager, but regardless of that, I really, really do support him. I hope he's our manager next season as well in the championship. I'll be honest with you, I don't think he will be. The reason being is because of Jeff Shee and Fosun. I think they will sack him. I think they will make him a scapegoat, because that's just how they are, and that's how they've been behaving. And now, I'm not saying that the previous sackings weren't justified, because they were justified. I'm more talking about the nature of their character that we've seen so far. I think they will scapegoat Rob. I think they will sack him, and if they don't sack him, I think the amount of lies they will tell to him will result in him saying, I can't do this. I can't do this. Rob, if you're watching, you made a mistake, mate, coming to the club. I'm grateful to have you here, but I think there's a very real possibility you're going to see us get relegated and see Middlesbrough go up from the couch. And there would have been another opportunity down the track under other owners. But having said that, I hope you're the manager who takes us back up to the Premier League. I really do. I fully support you. I personally thought we needed... I was hoping we'd get Muscat. And I know people are shaking their heads and they're saying we don't have the players for Muscat. Different style of play, more attacking. The reason you think that, and the reason I was still supporting him, was because I was already sure we were gone. In fact, I was sure we were going down this season before a ball was kicked. I mean, what was it? Second game in, I think the window hadn't even shut, and I was saying we'll have 2 points at Burnley, and I'm now saying we'll have 4 points at the end of the season, 5 at most. If we have 3, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. The only thing that'll alter that is new signings. I'll get onto that in a minute. So I wanted a player I wanted a manager who'd be much more attacking minded, but more importantly, who would put Jeff in his place if he had to, and would absolutely be prepared to kick players' asses. And so that's why I wanted him. But I think that perhaps I don't know Rob, but I know someone who does know Rob, and has said that I should have faith in him. So I'm 100% behind him. In regards to relegation, what did everyone expect? We should have been relegated 3 seasons ago. We should have been relegated 2 seasons ago. We should have been relegated last season. Jeff has gambled every single season. I've said that again and again and again. If you gamble with our Premier League status, we will get relegated. Well, Jeff, you gambled with our Premier League status, and now we're gone, and it is on you. Don't you try to blame the players. You brought in these players. You wouldn't let managers bring in the players they want. This is on you, Jeff. In regard to the January window, most of these players are going to want to go. And I say let them go. We're not staying up, let them go. Bring in the kind of players who we need to go straight back up. And look, everyone's been saying players are not going to want to come to this club. And yeah, you're right. players who could keep us up will not want to come to this club. But there will be players who could bring us back up, who would come to the club knowing that they could get 6 months in the Premier League on their CV, and would be prepared to have a relegation on their CV to get that. And who they'll be, I don't know. But we should be pushing for totally revitalising this squad. At the end of January, I'd like to see virtually an entirely different starting 11. And in regard to who stays, it's ironic. I've absolutely slated Chachua in this video, but I'd like to see him stay, because I'd like to see what Rob could do with him. Because I think there's a player there, and if Rob can actually make this guy run and can craft him into his style of player, then potentially there's a player there who could have a real impact in the championship if he stays. So I hope he does stay, and but he's going to have to be totally recreated. And now, moving on to Fosun, I know everyone wants them to sell the club. They're not going to sell the club if we go down. They're not going to take a massive loss. They are going to park this investment, and they are going to try to get further investment from other people and have those people get us promoted. And then maybe they may look at selling the club then. But there's 3 ifs there, people. There's first of all, will they get the investment? Will they get promoted? Will they then sell the club? That's 3 big ifs. And there's every possibility that if we go back up to the Premier League with further investment from elsewhere, they may say, no, we're going to keep the club. And however, these guys are, to borrow a mixed word, they're numpties. People know that. I said ages ago they've been found out, and they have been found out. And people are not going to want to do business with them. What we will see, I fear, is further decline and further successful windows, and I think we're going to be fighting relegation in a year or two in the championship. And worst case scenario, I've said this a couple of times, is that down in League One they just dump all their debt, transfer the ownership of our assets away, and then cut us loose. And for people to say that doesn't happen, look up Air New Zealand Ansett. Look that up. Okay? That could happen to our club. That could happen to our club. For people who say there's no way that we could end up like Sheffield Wednesday, well, think again. So onto the protests. First of all, Sooty, you're an absolute champion, mate. If I was in England, I'd buy you a drink. When I generated that picture on ChatGPT, the only thing that I ever thought would come from it is I thought Dave would send me a message and say, hey, you can't put anything political on the site, you got to remove it. I never thought you'd make a flag of it, and I think you're a legend for doing it. I want to say everyone who's getting on Sooty's back needs to back off. What you got to understand, guys, is we have a window, and it's not an open-ended window. We have a window to bring attention on what Fosun are doing and put pressure on them and embarrass them. But that window's going to shut, okay? So some people have said, it's simply not going to get shown in China. It's not about what gets shown in China. It's what gets shown about Chinese-owned clubs over the whole world to embarrass Fosun in front of the Chinese government. That is what's important, okay? So here's a question for you. When we're in the championship, how much attention is there going to be on that globally? How much embarrassment is there going to be for Fosun then? A lot less. Far less. while we're in the Premier League, there can be pressure put on them. And so this is our window to absolutely push them. And this is why I'm saying, for a start, guys, stop wearing kit. Stop wearing kit to the games. We have to show that we've got to show our protest in every way we can. For those of you who don't feel you can go to the games at the moment, do that then. If that's what you want to do to protest, then I support that. Go ahead. But what I think we really need to do is, I think we need to turn the South Bank into a Taiwan flag, and it's not about being political. It's about embarrassing Fosun. And so what I'm going to suggest is, imagine the South Bank is the Taiwan flag. Go and get a poncho that matches the colour of the flag as it would be in your area. Put it in your pocket. They can't take it off you because it's a poncho. And then every time we get scored against, take it out and hold it up and make it our own mosaic. They can't stop that. They can walk into it and start ripping them off us, but that's fine. What's a poncho cost? 70 cents? What are they going to do? Keep the South Bank empty? This is our chance to embarrass them for the rest of the season. Let's make it that Jeff absolutely dreads every single goal that is scored against us, because straight away out comes the Taiwan flag right across the South Bank. My plans, well, I will be in England for 2 home games in a row next year before the end of the season. Probably lose both. And I hope to catch up with some of you then. And best wishes. Always Wolves.